Now comes to the most exciting part of today's program. We are deeply honored to have invited the Honorable John Zhang, GBNJP, Financial Secretary of the Government of the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region, to deliver the closing remarks. Please welcome the Financial Secretary.
Laura, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I was here a little earlier, so I caught a bit of the final part of the discussion. I thought that was quite good. I mean, I totally agree. It has very little, put it this way, very little to do with what you studied in college. Take me as an example. I was trained as an architect. And I guess I failed in my profession. I only worked for a very short while doing bathroom details, which really bored me, and I changed profession to something else. So it doesn't matter what it is, and really most important of all, personality. Show your personality. I mean, don't hide it. I think Asians, particularly Hong Kong, people who are raised in Hong Kong, you tend to hide your personality. You don't let it shine. I mean, you all have big personalities. So nurture that and try to grow that and show people what you have. I think that is a very important asset that you have. We so value it a lot. Indeed, it's my great pleasure to join you all today for the 3rd annual Career Day of the Financial Services Development Council. And I'm particularly glad to see the many young and hopeful faces in front of me. You remind me of my own youth, actually, and I'm sure that my dreams back then, many decades ago, were not all that different from those that you so passionately hold to today. You're here, of course, looking for the first-hand information and looking for professional insights for embarking on an exciting and successful career in financial services. I'm sure that the group of impressive speakers that I saw in the program have been able to provide you with all the inspiration that you need on that score. And in closing today's event, let me share with you the bigger picture about why the future lies in Hong Kong's financial services sector. To start off with, while our financial services sector employ only about 6% of Hong Kong's working population, it contributes some 16%, 16% of our total GDP. The point here is clear and compelling. The financial services is a high value-added profession that is crucial to the sustained prosperity of Hong Kong's economy. Hong Kong is the leading international financial center, and equally important, we are the international financial capital of China. While China's economy is growing somewhat slower than before, it is still the major driving force of the global economy that's contributing about 1/4 to 1/3 of the world's economic growth. Hong Kong has long been our nation's critical intermediary, channeling foreign investment and capital to fuel the mainland's extraordinary growth. Our financial services sector, in particular, has been playing a major role in the internationalization of the renminbi. We are the world's leading offshore renminbi business hub, with the largest offshore renminbi liquidity pool at some 730 billion yuan at the end of August. And in the first half of this year, some 70% of the world's renminbi payment transactions were processed right here in Hong Kong. And where you're sitting in HSBC, they process a pretty big part of that. And following the IMF's decision to add the renminbi to its SDR basket, starting from the beginning of this month, banks and financial institutions in Hong Kong will benefit from the growing demand for renminbi trade settlement and investment services. Our deepening economic ties with the mainland in the form of the Shanghai-Hong Kong Stock Connect, the mainland Hong Kong mutual recognition of funds arrangement, as well as the Shenzhen Hong Kong Stock Connect, which will be launched soon, will help accelerate the opening up of China's capital markets to the world. These initiatives will also create more opportunities for our financial services sector. And there is much more. Some of our speakers must have shared with you earlier their take on the development and application of fintech in Hong Kong, and on how fintech is creating a whole new world of possibilities for the financial services sector for people like yourselves. This is the reason why government is working together with a number of renowned international institutions in creating a favorable and enabling environment for the development of fintech in Hong Kong through innovation labs, incubators, and accelerator programs, as well as dedicated workspace for fintech startups. The Hong Kong Monetary Authority has recently launched a supervisory sandbox to facilitate trials and development of fintech. And I'm certain that we shall be seeing more and more pioneering fintech applications coming out in the market soon. And you will have a chance to check out the latest banking and financial technology innovations out there at the first ever Hong Kong FinTech Week from November 7 to November 11. So stay tuned. Make sure you attend that and get a close look for yourself what is out there. So ladies and gentlemen, the future of financial services in Hong Kong is highly promising, and I can tell you that. And there will be plenty of demand for people with the appropriate knowledge, with the appropriate skills to work in this very exciting sector. The opportunities are there, and it is now up to you to prepare yourselves for these big challenges. I wish you all every success in your future career and your future endeavors. Thank you very much and have a good day.
Thank you very much to the Honorable Johnson's very encouraging remarks. We are deeply honored for having him with us today. Having such a unique opportunity, we would like to now invite all our MCs, David Germany Lee, Melody Wong, to come back on stage and have a little chit-chat with our Financial Secretary. Please welcome.
So as we all know, so Mr. Johnson has a tight schedule these days, so we're very honored to have you here today. And then I'm David, I'm from Hong Kong U, and then this is Melody from CHK.
Yes, and I'm Jeremy from HUST.
So we think we have a board of representation, like of all the students here, and all the unique characteristics. Yeah. Okay, so to begin, so my first question would be, so just now I think we met a lot of customers and stuff. So what you see the government, corporation, and also school in developing the financial industry in the coming years?
I believe that they all have different roles that may overlap somewhat, but mainly they're all quite separate. For example, government has what we call a G2G role. I often take delegations or meet with the government officials in different countries and discuss with them how we can further facilitate the development of business in our respective regions. Usually I would talk to them about why don't we discuss and negotiate a double taxation agreement? Why don't we talk about setting up investment protection agreement or even a free trade agreement? Because this sort of thing are enabling things that would help facilitate business. And for business people, they can do it on a B2B level rather than a G2G level in terms of setting up their business in the different places. But obviously, they would need to know more about the business environment, about the taxation issues, about the political stability of the region, and so forth. For example, I was recently in Kazakhstan. I don't know how many of you have been to Kazakhstan. I doubt very much many of you have been to Kazakhstan. And you probably don't even know how many stands are there. in the world. And you need to find that out. And in fact, many of our businessmen don't know much about that region. It's in Central Asia. It's a very important aspect because now China has identified a Belt and Road Initiative. And I was telling the president of Kazakhstan that, I said, you guys were in the middle of nowhere before, now you're in the middle of everywhere because you're connecting Asia with Europe. But our businessmen don't know too much about what's going on in Kazakhstan. What is the tax regime? Can they repatriate profits? What is the extent of other issues that may cause problems in business transactions and so forth? So it may also be government's role to facilitate that, to bring about the knowledge that they require so that they can make good business decisions. And for students like yourself, I think you can try to learn more. You can try to get yourself to know more about different aspects of different things. And I think it was Jackson who said, you got to read more. You got to read more. You got to read boring things like The Economist every week. And I think that's extremely important. It's a magazine, but if you read them all, it probably will take you a day. It's quite a bit of reading, but there's substantive, good reading. Don't read it just for 1 week. You got to read it every week, so that you can really sustain that knowledge and understand the development and the progress in different aspects.
Thank you.
And yeah, Hong Kong is actually renowned as an international financial center and also with the Belt and Road initiatives you have just mentioned. But how do you see Hong Kong as the fintech Silicon Valley? Do you see we have this kind of potential in Hong Kong?
I think we are developing quite well in the fintech area. A lot of this technology, a lot of the innovation, this sort of thing, it needs to be applied. I mean, it's no good when you go to a university or go to some place that does R&D and develop things that cannot be applied in our community. We have 16% of our GDP is attributable to financial services. It's a lot of application here. So what I did in my last budget was to urge our regulatory bodies to set up platforms, respectively, in the Hong Kong Monetary Authority, in the SFC, in the Insurance Authority, and so forth. Set up platform to work with startups, because startups need to know what they need to comply with to make it legal. And so it has been very useful. And the MA, for example, went on and they set up the supervisory sandbox and all the different aspects. And that has been useful in bringing about quite a lot of changes in our environment, because like it or not, a lot of this fintech, a lot of this financial technology is going to change the very nature of this entire sector. Think blockchain. Blockchain is going to change the way people interact, and that will change the way the entire business will be conducted in the future. So hope after this you can go and learn more about blockchain. Maybe start off with November, go to the FinTech Week, and see more for yourself what that encompasses.
Yeah, and thank you, Mr. Thank you. And with the rise of fintech, do you think it will actually threaten the role of traditional banking? I mean, just like we got the P2P service, and do you think it will actually threaten the role? Yeah.
It all depends how the banking sector would react to that. I think what I have seen, they are embracing the whole new development of fintech. And I have seen that quite clearly. I have seen, for example, BOC working very closely with ASTRI in developing different things from big data analytics to artificial intelligence. Because a lot of the activities that we see now that are done by people can be done by artificial intelligence, and that will grow further and further. And I know that on Monday, I will be working again with HSBC, also together with ASTRI on other aspects of fintech. So I understand that our banking institutions are embracing this, and they are working together with that so that they can conduct themselves and undergo the necessary changes to make them, again, at the forefront of this sector.
Thank you very much.
So thank you, Mr. Sang, for so many valuable advice and information that you've given to us. But so just as a way to wrap up, I guess, this entire career day, what is the single most important piece of advice you would give a young person if he wants to, he or she would want to excel in the financial services industry?
Not just in the financial services industry. I think the most important thing to do is be happy. I think you just need to really embrace today, be happy, enjoy the things that you're doing, and you have a good tomorrow. I'm sure of that.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sang. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for Mr. Zhang for your special appearance and to support all our students. And on behalf of the audience, we would love to have a selfie-like photo taken with you. Student at the back, you can also stand up and maybe you can see on the photo as well. We can all join the photo. Thank you. Once again, we'd like to express our most gratitude to the Honorable John Zhang and to Mr. Laura Cha, Chairman of FSDC, and to all industry professions for spending your time with us today despite your busy schedule. I believe we have all gained a more thorough understanding of the financial services sector today through the sharing and tips and advice. Before you leave, please kindly help us fill in the feedback form and return to the registration counter or the staff collecting the form at the exit today. Thank you very much, and we are looking forward to seeing you next year. Goodbye and all the best.